Sorry, guys. It's like 2020. Like it feels like that meme about like it's December 31st, 2020, and then it's like December 32nd, 2020.
Or it turns into the 13th month of the year.
That's what it feels like, and that's what this election feels like. So Phil could drop this this clip, this scary ass video that we heard today. That's being I don't know. People should pay. Hopefully, this is just like.
Wow, is her name
Does a
Dr. Evil
delay
Genius?
hamper a smooth transition or pose a risk to national security?
There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. Right, we're ready. The world is watching what's taking place here. We're going to count all the votes. When the process is complete, there'll be electors selected. There's a process. The Constitution lays it out pretty clearly. The world should have every confidence that the transition necessary to make sure that the State Department is functional today, successful today, and successful with the president who's in office on January 20th, a minute afternoon, will also be successful.
What? That last part was like crazier than saying about the second Trump administration part. You know?
Like it's so clear he's being fired. Like day one. Day one.
He's holding his stuff while he's saying that right now.
In fact, okay, I got a prediction for you.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is the people who are in the cabinet, they're going to, the Secret Service is going to escort Donald Trump out, right? Right? That's going to happen, right? And then in solidarity, the Mike Pompeos of the world are going to resign in disgust, in protest. No, motherfucker, you getting fired. It's not happening on Twitter.
They're gonna make it seem like a sacrifice, like I'm resigning, and people are gonna celebrate you resigning. That's not really a sacrifice, bro. People like, I feel like people were celebrating more when Biden was projected to win than like when Bin Laden was murdered. Like people were way more in the streets for like
if they murdered him. Because I don't even know if they took pictures of that motherfucker. You're like, oh, we just dumped his body in the ocean. No mercenary goes after a kill, gets the kill, and doesn't provide proof.
So if you call that voter front line, Bin Laden might have voted for Trump. Who knows? So if you play this next video real quick, because it's gonna be like a lawyer bonanza. Phil, our producer, pretty much predicted this. It's gonna be like a lawyer up. Everyone's getting lawyers. You get your own lawyer. Everyone get a lawyer
during this pandemic.
Yo, become a lawyer. You must get paid.
The election results tonight. KCOM's Leslie Marin is live in our news.
You're gonna have to get an eviction lawyer, as Josh Wilson is saying. They got to televise that eviction.
100,000 Americans could die before President-elect Biden takes office on January 20th.
It's horrible. We want this man to leave office so bad.
Wear masks.
The head of the CDC warned this fall that for the foreseeable future, a mask remains the most potent weapon against the virus. Today's news does not change that urgent reality.
Biden is making fighting the virus his first order of business. Today, he announced his 13-member coronavirus task force. The team includes members of both the Obama and Bush administrations and former Trump administration official Rick Bright. Bright was ousted from the Trump team after filing a whistleblower complaint that alleged the government failed to heed warnings about acquiring enough masks and other PPE, and that it may have cost American lives.
Folks, the people of this nation have spoken.
This week, Biden is expected to announce his chief of staff and national security advisor that will then help fill 4,000 federal jobs. But tonight, the transition of power is being blocked by a Trump appointee, Emily Murphy, from the General Services Administrations.
I keep my comments to myself.
To unlock full access and funding to Biden's team. But she says
bipartisanship. We're going to have unity here, Black Power Magic Hour. For this moment, we're going to have unity.
Process laid out in the Constitution. And tonight, President Trump continues to make more unfounded allegations about election fraud. Today, the president's team promised more legal action before Trump even considers conceding.
That word's not even in our
vocabulary. I hate this man's face.
So far, the campaign has not laid out any direction.
Well, it'd be better if you put a mask on it.
Have been dismissed.
Look at dismissed lawsuits. Get out of here,
Attorney
bro.
General
Wasting all this money.
A memo authorizing U.S. attorneys across the country to investigate allegations of voter fraud before states move to certify results.
Exactly, Josh.
Tonight we can talk
a lot of stuff about Biden, but at least he's like, that's the first thing he's doing. As soon as he got the transition team,
double down.
talking about COVID. You know,
The cynic in me says that this could be a existential threat to America.
But tonight, the White House is once again going through changes at the top. The president defiantly tweeting that he'd fired Secretary of Defense Mark Esper this morning. President named Christopher Miller as his replacement. He becomes the fourth person to run the Pentagon in the last 4 years.
He only hires the best.
New York Times reporting.
And if you know
Director
Christopher,
of the election crimes branch of the
Phil,
DOJ
stop this clip
resigned.
real quick. If you look up this guy Christopher, he is a spook, yo. If you know the term spook, it's like an old school term. Like he's like special ops from the 80s to the 90s. He was in Afghanistan in the early 2000s.
Illegal operations.
Yeah, he's all about all that extra outside the legal boundaries. So he knows all about that for the past 30 years. So for Trump to find this lackey at about how many days he has left, like 70 days, he's going to find all these weird, spooky dudes now in the national security. And meanwhile, like Josh, we have people here and Facebook is saying that, like Josh and other people saying that, Biden is like, at least he's like, trying to talk about COVID, Meanwhile, like Mike Pence has been on vacation while like 100,000 people just got,
Well, he
cases,
claimed that he's canceling his Florida vacation
okay.
to help Trump, not to help the country. Remember, it's not about you, people. All you Trump fans out there. Trump is looking to help him, not you.
Are you serious? Nothing with Jesus. He's coming back to help Trump, not to help the COVID Operation Warp Speed.
There are people dying. But it's not, Trump said that, it's not that serious. There's nothing to panic about. But we all need to panic because more people in this country don't like him than do.
Yeah. Drew just sent like a dumpster in the. So like if Phil could drop this next clip because it's like.
For a special vote counting edition of What to Watch, and
it's an early video about this, like a simple video about mailing ballots and voting, checking the facts.
We like that. Thank you very much, Bradley. Yes, we are doing something a little differently today in What to Watch because it seems like the only thing people are talking about today is the election. And some of that talk is over whether we can trust that all the votes are being counted. President Trump tweeted this last night saying he'd easily win with legal votes cast and claiming observers were not allowed to do their job. That tweet was flagged for being misleading. We are here now to debunk some of that. Let's show you what is happening in Arizona. Ballot counting rooms like this one in Maricopa County have live streams that anyone can watch in real time.
Yeah, Black Power Magic Hour. We had USA Today stream had clips of Philadelphia counting ballots on election night. So,
are stored in a computer.
And most of the mail-in ballots in Arizona were for Trump.
they call this hotline if you see election fraud right now in these clips. Like call that hotline. See someone tucking ballots in their pants or something like that.
Commissioner's official page. You go and watch this along with everybody else. These rooms have bipartisan designated workers to make sure all votes are properly counted. Really important for people to know that. When you look at those live streams, those look like my neighbors. They are people that I, live next to, and
that will call the cops on you because you're black.
Card counting going on. You can't do anything funny with your hands.
They're not going to be doing shit with the votes. They want to make sure that you're not barbecuing in designated barbecuing areas of the park.
Frontline workers, actually. Is there any job that's more
loud music over there? I think they're going to fight.
I think so.
Yeah, they are essentially frontline workers. And I know the Pittsburgh Steelers sent dinner to one of the folks counting in Pennsylvania. That's really cool because they are so
yeah, Phil can drop off this video. Yeah, so you call this hotline right here. If you see any voter fraud, if you see Area 51 stuff happening, if you see, George Soros stealing votes in Arizona or whatever, you call this hotline, let Trump know how you feel. So,
yeah, I heard that a lot of people are telling them how they feel and they're tiring up the lines with the trolling.
Yeah. So, are we serious?
Yeah, that ass.
So if our audience wants to call this hotline and make a TikTok video, go ahead. You can do that. So, so that's Vote Out 2020. It's pretty wild. One thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to wrap this clip up, and then we're going to so catch us on in YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Black Power Magic Hour, check us live. We're out there. So, Don't forget, vote out 2020.